There the skill is needed, that's all. But for one to conduct himself, to be happy for himself, there the religion plays a very, very key role, a major role. Faith works there. So folks, faith is for you, skill is for the society. So whatever you believe in, probably you as a devotee, you believed in God and you take God so that He gives you that moral courage. He enhances your ethical values. Take Him there. And for an atheist, probably his atheism may be teaching him that to follow the rules and regulations, whatever are dictated by the local rulers. But his atheism, nothing to do for the society. And our theism also nothing to do with the society. Society needs working skill and ability. But we the human beings are blessed with nice brain, nice heart also. We need to have a kind of synchronization between the brain and the heart, for which we need religion. If the religion bridges the gap between the heart and the mind, I think religion is serving its purpose. If it separates both of them, I think probably religion becomes very dangerous tool to the life. So the slogan what we have is, worship your own, whatever you believe in. If you are an atheist, believe in your atheism. I have absolutely no objection. And if I am atheist, let me be atheist. As I respect you, you need to respect me too. It should not be one-way traffic. I respect an atheist and he starts criticizing me. That doesn't work. When there are two hands, this hand has its own work, this hand has its own work too. But when both come together, that becomes a collapse. Otherwise, it hurts the other part of the body. So also in the world, there may be Christians, there may be Muslims, there may be people whom they call as Hindus, Sikhs, Jainis, Buddhists, whatever it is. It is for our own sake. Our great predecessors, gurus, rishis, saints, they gave us a path for us so that we can learn something, we can share something, and we can practice something. Do it with all sincerity, with all, puja bhava. You do it. But there are so many other things in this world. Respect each one of them. Don't put anything down. Even you need not criticize an atheist also, because he believed in that for his own sake. Let him practice it. What is the wrong in it? I believed one as Krishna as my God, and he believed his hunger as God, and that's okay. You believed in a deity, he believed in the nature, let him do it. Because, as we know, I am spread in all parts of my body. The one who rules this entire universe is spread in every part of this universe. Yes? Yes or no? And if that is true, that means the entire world you are seeing is nothing but the divine body of God. You are a part of that. You are a part of that body, I am another part of that body. Why? How? We both will quarrel with each other. Can we? If this is my body, this is also a part of my body, Can I slap myself ever? If you ask to slap somebody, you may do it with force. But I cannot do it by myself because this is also my body. This is also my body. How can I do it? If I really understand this, I respond for the call if there is something hurt here, to eliminate that and to pacify that and to console that. Should be the law for the world, for every human being to understand. What our friends calling is the equality. Can I ask you one question? Is equality possible ever in the world? One is a highly educated person, another never wants to touch books at all. Do you think the both become equal? Both should be respected equally. One studies very hard, earns money and enjoys. And another person, he never wants to study anything but wants to enjoy everything. Is it possible? No. Remember, equality at the physical level never happens. Yes or no? Because you are you, I am I. And he is white and he is red and he is black and he is brown. How can you think that all these become equal? Physically, there is no question of equality. Every individual is different. As the parts of your own body. Remember, my hand should not act like my foot. Yes or no? Yes. My head should not act like my foot. I cannot walk upside down. Foot should be there, walking. Head must be there, instructing. That's all it is. Equality at physical level never happens, my friends. Remember. But with regard to the effort and respect, it definitely happens with every creature. As you love your hand, in the same way you love your foot also. You love your hair and nails also. That's why many people always pose, just eating their nails. They love so much. They love their hair also. Always, they're rotating their hair and just, sometimes they're kissing their hair. It's okay. Though it is not healthy, but they love their every part of the body. They can't make the hair their nose. Equality at the shapes and colors is not a practical ideology. It's not, or it never happens. But with regard to our ideology, with regard to our respect and worship, we can definitely practice it. As every part of your body is doing the same thing. Understand this. This is what Ramanuja said to us. That is what your Australian government is doing. That is what we also say. Worship your own. Whatever you are, you worship that. You worship your mom. Your friend also has a mother. Do you worship that mother? No. Respect her. Your mother may be a black. Your friend's mother may be a nice, pretty guy. Your mother may be uneducated. Your friend's mother may be highly educated. Your mother may be a poor person. Your friend's mother may be very rich. Still, your mother is more than God to you. And the neighbor's mother never becomes your mother. You can respect her. You need not worship her, but you can respect her. You should respect her. So also, the other person should respect your mother too. Having all those qualities, even they need not insult or put down your mother. They need to respect your mother. You need to respect their mother. Don't worship, but respect. I may belong to one religion. You may belong to some other religion. Wonderful. You worship your religion. Let me worship my religion. But I need to respect your religion. You need to respect my religion too. Don't insult my religion. Don't insult my practices. Don't put down, my way. Is it a right policy? How many of you like this? This is what in brief our Vedas talk about. This is in brief what Ramanuja said about 1,000 years before, whom we are seeing here as the Statue of Equality that's created in Hyderabad last year, dedicated to the world by the most honorable President of India and also the Prime Minister of India and many others, of course. Why it is called a Statue of Equality? Why Ramanuja was called a Statue of Equality? The reason is very simple. Prior to him, women were never respected. Women were always kept away. Women are not supposed to chant any mantras or any prayers. If at all chanted, cut their tongue. If they heard, fill their ears with the molten lead. It was the system in those days. I'm not just joking. I'm telling what was there as practice in those days, 1,000 years before I'm saying. And there were only some class of people who used to chant the mantras, and others are not permitted. Same honor even if they chant. That was the order in those days. I don't know how people accepted, how rulers accepted, how the society accepted, but it was for ages. Probably in the, I think before Kali Yuga, that means before 5,000 years, it was not the system. Till the Mahabharata war, the system was very perfect. Because when we read the story of Rama, he respected even a hunter lady, even a hunter person called Guha, and Sabari was accepted by Rama, and a vulture, Jatayu, was accepted by Rama. Unfortunately, after the Bharata war, the system's gone wrong somewhere, and people became, as I said, upside down. Head started walking and foot started ruling. Then came Ramanuja, and he said, this should not be the way, because we are all children of the same God. And if at all there are some people who are downtrodden, who are somewhere in the forest, not exposed to the society, it's not their fault not knowing. It is fault of ours not identifying them to know the things. Come on, let's bring them all to the society. Ramanujacharya opened the doors of the even temples, Not only those downtrodden were brought into the society, not only the women were brought into the society, but they were considered as equal, not equal, but a step higher. You know what the Sampradaya Ramanuja follows? Is called Sri Sampradaya. Women was given higher priority in the society. Not only just bringing them to the equality, but even higher priority was given. My friends, there are only two types of people in the world. One who accepted the presence of God in everything, and those who did not accept the presence of that person. Those who accepted are called Vaishnavas. Those who did not accept are called, others. Whether we accept or not, the presence of God in us is very much there. We are now with the God. God is within us. If there is God within you, how you are considered? Can you tell me? If there is a God in a structure, there is a constructed structure, what we call is a Durga Mandir. It's a structure constructed with mortar and cement, right? How do you call it? A temple. Why? Because you thought God is there. But that God doesn't move. Have you ever seen that inside the Durga Ma is moving? What happens if if the deity starts moving? Even the priest will run away from that place. He won't be there. God doesn't move. God doesn't speak. God doesn't eat. You thought that God is there and you started bowing before that. Right? And you call it a temple. But God here in you, how many of you think God is in you? And that God is not simply present there. He is talking. He is listening to. He is making so many activities. So what and how you call it if the God is here? You are all temples. You are all temples. You are all moving temples. But you need to realize that. So there are only two types of people, my friends, who realized that God is here, who did not realize the presence of God in them. Only two things. Who realized, we call them as Vaishnavas. Vaishnav doesn't mean that one who makes the mark here. Don't think that this becomes or this makes one to be called as a Vaishnav. No. The one who all pervasive one. If you want to say that in Sanskrit, the word becomes Vishnu. Vishnu, the word meaning is all pervasive. And the one thinks, realizes and believes in becomes a Vaishnava. If you believe in it, you are a Vaishnava. You did not believe that you are something else. This was the reason why Mahatma Gandhi used to like a beautiful song, Vaishnava Janito, Tene kahiye jo peed parahi janiye. He becomes a Vaishnava who responds or whose heart bleeds for the pains of others. Is it a right quality or not? Is it a good quality or not? That is what we want. My friends, we are so happy with the Australian system here, who they respect all religions. They follow whatever they believe in. We made it a slogan there in other parts of the world, saying that worship your own and respect all. We are forced to say that, but here they are already practicing that. We heard that even in schools, though they have the regular curriculum, but if a few students like a 5 or 10 or 15 interested in learning some sort of religious stuff, and if they find a teacher, the government accepts them to go through that course in addition to what they are on a regular way studying in their classes. This is something great quality. We adore them for that. In addition to that, we just required our Honorable Member of Parliament today, when we were just sitting with him. We need the people of the land should feel ownership of that place. Ownership of that place. Right? If we feel that this is my land, I try to keep it beautiful. If I feel that these are mine, I start working for them. But that affinity, that kind of adoption comes from the childhood. It should come from the childhood itself. And that thought will be enhanced by doing some kind of services wherever they are needed. Identify and do some service there, for which a kind of encouragement is very much needed. Encouragement from the government side. So I request our Mr. Member of Parliament to think about, in your schools, if you are able to make it a mandatory for the children to do some kind of volunteering activity. Encourage the volunteerism. How? Tell them from year 5, because below that they cannot understand anyway. Or from year 7.